Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here. So you're about to watch a video of me opening up my Acer Helios 300 and applying thermal paste on it. You are welcome to use this as a reference on how to open up your own laptop, but opening up a laptop is no joke. Okay, so please don't hold me responsible if anything goes wrong when you actually try to do it yourself. Okay, remember, this is not a joke. It's a very it could be a considered delicate operation if you haven't done anything like this before. So okay, enjoy the video and please be safe if you try to do it yourself. So I'm now at like 92 degrees after a round of two of Overwatch, and everyone keeps telling me that's running too high at 90 degrees on the CPU. So let's see if I can do something about it by just repasting the CPU. Oh boy, I'm scared. I really don't know whether I can open up all the headers and not permanently damage my laptop. Oh boy. Okay, so this is Marauders, and here's my Acer Helios 300, and today I am going to try and reapply some thermal paste. So I've got some Arctic, they don't even call it Arctic Silver anymore, it's just Arctic Thermal Compound MX4. Okay. This is actually quite dangerous because there are a lot of headers. I'm always scared of messing with things with like pin headers and the fan headers and such, because I'm scared that when I yank it out of the fan head, when they yank a fan header cable out, I might just break the connector, and that wouldn't be good. And of course, this is a notebook. If I don't pay attention, I might actually like break some capacitors or something. Yeah, it's a very stressful thing to try and do, but we are going to do it. I mean, I generally have no issues with the Helios 300. It performs very well. Just that people are saying that at 92 degrees, I am really reaching the point where the CPU is gonna thermo throttle a lot. So I need to do something about it if I want this performance to retain. Get the top cover off. Okay, so here's the innards. Here are the innards, and we have our two M2 SSDs. We have our 2.5-inch SSD. Some people say like Acer should have used up this space and put a bigger battery, because there's already two M2 SSD slots that you should be able to like have enough expansion. But personally, I really like this. That's why I have an OS M2 SSD, I have my data SSD, and then I have my bulky SSD for storing game installs and stuff. So yeah, I like the fact that there's so much options, and of course I have two RAM slots here. So this machine currently has 32 gigs of RAM in order for me to run the virtual machines and get my work done. Okay, so let's do this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the battery header. Okay, battery headers out. Came out at an angle, so I hope I didn't really like mess any pins up in there. Pins so good. Okay, batteries out. Okay, next up is the. So this is one of the fan header cables. This fan header cable, from what I see, this is a pull tab. So I should be able to just pull it vertically up. Oh, okay, so that was removed. Okay, so this is just a pull tab which we pull up vertically. I don't think I need to remove this much. Then there's tape covering this other, I think this is the fan. So there's another tape covering here. This is the fan sensor. So let's gently peel off the tape. Very thin cables too. I'm so afraid that if I yank it too hard, I'm gonna break the cable inside. Wow, that was just, the cables actually. I thought it was just a short cable, but they stuck it to keep it down. But actually, it's such a long cable. So in order to give it extra slack, hands are sweating. So I'm now going to try and extract the fan header. Yeah, I can see that I'm slightly pinching the housing of the cable. Okay. Woo! Okay. That's one. Ugh. So that's one cable. Okay, these are the Wi-Fi antennas. So this one is just this is to lift it up. Okay. Do I need to remove? I think I guess I need to remove this other fan. Yep, it says fan as well. I better just take a picture of this header position, the orientation of the cable. Okay. This tape that's stuck here on the motherboard to hold the wires in. You know, there's some surface mount capacitors here. Pretty sure if I ripped it up too fast, I'm actually just rip out the whole capacitor, and that wouldn't be something I want. Okay, so I disconnected this header here. I'm not sure. I think it's the fan. Just runs through here, and there's some wiring. There's some cable management here. tape done using cable. Some cable management tape here. Hopefully I don't have to remove the tape there. So I remove this wire. I want to just flip it up, apply the paste, clean up the paste on the shield, and hopefully that will be enough. Just want to do open up as little as possible, disconnect as little as possible, and this Kapton tape here, I applied it during my previous, because I was basically testing to see whether I have enough things to reapply these things. So I'm going to use some Kapton tape to stick the cable management back down, because I don't know, no one seems to be able to say what these black tapes are. I think they're like, I see like vehicle service tapes. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, here. That's interesting. Can't turn that screw, it's very tight. I know I will strip it if I try harder. I'm gonna now try and use a smaller bit. Yes, okay. Okay, this bit hasn't been magnetized before. I'm gonna magnetize it. Wow, this super screwdriver set that Lazada recommended me has really coming in handy. Ooh, different screw. Wow, you can see that they screwed it down really tight, because the paint came off. Oops. Oh wow. Oh shit. Screw just fell into a small little crevice. That is just big enough to hold a screw. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Fell into a hole that was like just small enough to hold it, for the screw to fit in. Yeah, I understand why some people wear gloves when they're fixing these. Okay, that's all the screws. I should be able to lift it up now. Okay, those are the fans. This is the pretty sure I got all the screws. Should be able to lift it up. I mean, the fans are loose. Okay. This fan is loose already. Yeah, I can. Okay, that's why I have to remove these tape. I have to remove these tapes that are holding it down. Let me review the video again. Okay, review the video. So yeah, I need to get the whole blue part. This whole heatsink will come out as one. I'm gonna open this. I didn't really have a good roll of Kapton tape. A small roll. I try to get some, I don't have. So the only one I have is like really big wide roll of Kapton tape. I hope it works properly. Okay, all the tape is out. Go. Removing the heatsink. Yeah, definitely feel like some stickiness on it. Oh, I didn't remove one of these headers yet. Well. Why are these fan headers just so hard to come out? Please. Yes, okay. And this one can freely lift it up, but why not this? Oh, okay. So there was a stop there. Oh wow! Okay. So when you lift up the fans, there's like a pillar here that makes it that you can't just like lift it up like this. You have to lift it vertically up and twist it at the same time. So actually, yeah, I should probably clean that. Opportunity to clean that garbage there. Whoa, that's thick dust. That's thick dust. So much dust. Yeah, that's probably why not as cooling system is as efficient. One of the reasons. That's a lot of dust. Just blow it a bit. If I don't get what am I saying? I'm too far in. I'm definitely repasting this CPU already by this time. But I know that even by just cleaning this up a bit, I should have freed up something. Okay, so I lift up the two fans. The two fans were locked by a pillar, so they might have been what was causing the heatsink that I can't separate the heatsink. Or maybe not. And remove the wires out here. Try and lift it up. There's something sticky. Could be the old thermal paste. I am a bit scared of just exerting too much force on this thing, because I'm afraid that I might just end up ripping chips out of their sockets. I'm gonna just take a look here. Okay, there's nothing stuck down here. Let's take a good look at this thing. Because from what I seen from the other video of them opening this up, the thermal compound that they applied to the other side, to these smaller chips inside the CPU, it seems to harden. Yes. Because the other thing I don't want to happen is, of course, I don't want to bend this paper chamber up. Okay, it's loose. Okay, this is it. No turning back. The heatsink panel is free. There's no turning back. We are exposing the CPU right now. Gently guide the wires. Wires are the way. Okay. The wires move out. And that wire is away. And heatsink is away. Yep. Okay, so there's a lot of work that we need to do here. I need to clean up all this. I need to clean up that. I think those are just thermal pads. Okay, so let's clean up the fan base. Everything's so good. These are, I think these are thermal pads. Okay, so those aren't that important. I mean, of course we need something there, but these are, I think it's the memory chips, or this is supposedly the graphics card. Yeah, it says NVIDIA. So these are the memory chips of the graphics card, and I mean, the thermal compound here is just caked up. Okay, so they say we're supposed to wash this with isopropyl alcohol, but I can't get a bottle. I couldn't get a bottle, so I just got a ton of these isopropyl alcohol swabs. So I'm just gonna swab it. Do some swabbing. Yes, mommy has just seen what I'm doing and has made a face. Yes, luckily they cannot hear what you just said. Because the mic is pointing to me, so of course the voice only records on it unless you start.
Are you trying to kill your computer?
No, obviously I'm not trying to kill my computer. So this pink one is now on the RAM chips. This is on the memory for the video card. I can gently suck these loose things up. I don't know why there is just this blank spot here where there's supposed to be more. I mean, there's enough space for more memory chips. 2 places here, and even on the heatsink, someone applied. I think it was pre-applied on the heatsink, but there are no chips here, but someone still applied compound onto it, which I guess they probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, some of this gunk is right at the seam here. I'm trying not to push the gunk underneath this heat shield or signal shield or whatever. You know, if anyone's watching this video, the thing here is that I wonder if even if you don't want to do the crazy thing about reapplying the thermal paste, if you could just like cleaned out the fan grill just now like what I did, that might have already did something good for it. Okay, luckily I didn't try to like scrape off this area. I used all the Q-tips on it because there are capacitors there. So this is all I was afraid of. So there are capacitors there. But okay, I don't think. I hope I didn't damage any of them. So the surface of the chips are clean. I'm now gonna move over to the heatsink itself. Okay, so I've cleaned up the heat sinks. Okay, so you notice that there's one spot that I haven't cleaned up because that's basically where the empty point is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do a trial run because I'm going to have to like put this thing back after I applied the thermal paste. It'll be there because there are some wires that could get in the way. So okay, I see. I have to put these wires over here. I have to put these wires down so they don't get in the way. So I can basically, after I apply the thermal paste to everything, look straight down and then just okay, and just push it down. Okay, like that, push it down. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna apply the thermal compound. So I'm gonna go for the single glob technique, which I mean that's what Arctic recommends. Oopsie daisy. Okay. I mean, you shouldn't overdo it, right? Too much. Okay, I don't know whether it's too much or too little. I mean, it seems like I didn't put enough into the CPU. But okay, I hope I don't know. I mean, this globs here, like, well, it's not like it's. Hope this is not conductive, so even if it spills outside, it wouldn't. Not gonna be. Not gonna cause problems. Okay. Okay. So everything's seated back down. I will keep the pressure on while I screw in the screws. And you can see that the screw holes themselves have some sort of retention mechanism so that you don't really screw it in too hard. I guess they don't want you to crush the chip. Of course, with things like this, is the question is always like, when we are doing repairs on it, are we actually screwing it tight enough or not tight enough? I mean, I'm just hitting them to the end, and a half turn more. Okay, the heatsink retaining screws are in. I feel I screw them in tight enough. You know, it's always like the scary part is, did I screw them in tight enough? Or did I not screw them in tight enough? Because you know they need to be just right. If not, it's not like this is a clip where it's easy to figure out. Okay. So I'm just turning it until it can't turn anymore. Okay, let's go for the heat sink. Wow! Sauce! Okay, so these wires are supposed to go underneath the thing. Wow, seriously. Wow. Wow! Shit! Well, as you can see how well the thermal grease has spreaded. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lift it up vertically, inspect the thermal grease, and put the wires into the groove. Okay, I'm gonna lift the thing up. Yeah, thermal grease has a higher the. Maybe I don't need to lift up that much. No, no, no. I should just do it. Okay, it came out. It just everything just came out. Okay. So route this wire through here. Okay. Done. And let me just take a peek. Okay, the grease is actually quite flat so hopefully there shouldn't be any problem for me to just drop it back down. Yes, people who are actually used to doing this can tell me whether that is right or wrong. Here we go again. Just plop it back in. Hopefully the thermal grease will just, I keep calling thermal grease, the thermal compound will just stay where it needs to be. My Wi-Fi wires pinched. My Wi-Fi wires are okay, they're not pinched. Okay. Okay, hopefully something. I hope that was the only small problem that I have. Okay, I found the screw. Hey, no problems. Okay. Okay, heatsink clips are in. Wires are routed in the right place. Okay, looks good. Okay, I'm now gonna proceed with putting the heatsink in. Heatsink fans back in. Okay, so now I'm gonna screw the heatsink fans back in. So here's my advice to someone. I mean, if you have a Helios 300 as well, but you don't want to repaste your CPU, so what you do is you release these screws, one on the fan heats on the fans, and then what you can do is you can just gently lift up. Remember, for this one you can't just lift it up like this at a pivot. This one needs to be lifted vertically because of how it is because there's a pillar there. You lift it vertically up, then you turn it up, so you can just lift up the fan like this. And ooh, I see some thermal paste over there again. So what you do is, if you don't want to like repaste your entire CPU, there's actually still got a lot of dust there. So if you don't want to repaste your entire CPU, you can just lift up the fan, clean up the grills here and here, like as I shown just now. There was a lot of dust in this area. It still probably is quite a lot. I need to get some like super high pressure thing. So if you just clean up this grill here and this grill here, there will have been a lot of dust stuck to it if you've been using your notebook for a while. So I've had this for about a year now. Okay, so once you do that, you can just put it in. Make sure this cable isn't crimped. Oh yeah, so you at least need to remove the header. So sorry about that. I hate removing headers. Okay, heat sinks are back in place. Now I am going to put the headers back in, and so I can power it back up, and hopefully everything will be working. God, everything better be working. Okay, inserting the heatsink fan header back in. Yeah, I wish I got longer nails if I make this there. I think pushing headers in will be easier with longer nails. Okay, so this interface cable just a press in. Okay, click. I'll need to apply I'll apply the tape to it once I confirm that everything's running. So Wi-Fi wires. The interesting thing I want to point out here is that on this Wi-Fi wire, there's a sponge here, and there's a nice void here that says put this sponge there. So for the Wi-Fi headers, what you do is you just press them down. You have to pull them up vertically by the connector and then push them down. Yeah, I have some experience working on these, so if you don't, seriously get someone to do it for you. Okay, let's plug the battery in. Okay, the wire is back in, power is back in. Okay, let's hope this works. I'm not gonna screw it in first, I'm just gonna close it up and turn it on. Let's see, my wireless is connected. Okay, so Wi-Fi is connected, so Wi-Fi is working. Let's check my RAM. RAM is okay. Check the presence of all the hard disks. All the hard disks are accounted for. Temperatures. Not much cooler, not much hotter. Well, that granted, I don't even have my stand up here, but everything seems to be running well. I guess there's I guess the wiring was okay. I'll have to try and run some benchmarks to be able to see whether there are any heating problems. Like, will I actually like go over 63, go over 92 degrees, or is it better now? That's the main question. Is it better than what it used to be? Okay, at least everything boots. So the CPU is not seeing any different from last time. It's still like 92 degrees, but the GPU is technically, it's definitely cooler. It's running at 70, at the low 80s instead of the high 80s, which makes me wonder, maybe what if I didn't do the CPU's thermal grease properly? What if I screwed up? What if that screw up is causing a problem? Shall I risk trying to do it again? Okay, but one thing that did get better, and that's probably because I cleaned up the fan, is that when I turn the fans to maximum, the processor actually there's a very significant impact now. So now that my fan is at maximum, it was running in the low to high 80s. It didn't go over so this area here, it didn't go to 92. It was just sitting around 80 something, so that's great. And on the GPU side, when the fans are at max, it's chilling at 60 degrees. Huh. Interesting. At least some good was done.